Hey everybody, Tri-Tip Tim here. It's been a while. I'm gonna light up a stogie. I got a Drew Estate Factory Select here. It's basically your regular guy's stogie, not too expensive, maybe $3 a stick. So let me light this up. I'll be right back with you. Okay, so like I said, it's been a while. Excuse me, tobacco in my mouth. So I was on the carnivore diet, and I was struggling. I was struggling with changing it, trying to make it work for me, because apparently it wasn't working at the time. And this is back grub season, during grub season. You're probably asking yourself, Tim, what's grub season? All right, I'll tell you. Grub season is Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, and then Little Christmas. Okay? Tim, what's Little Christmas? In Catholic families, Little Christmas is the Epiphany, and that signifies when the three wise men finally met up with Jesus. That's the Epiphany. And in a Catholic home, that's your big time feast. Thanksgiving is a big feast. Christmas is a big feast. New Year, in our family, New Year was never that big of a deal. But then Little Christmas, another big feast. And if you're Catholic, what the deal is, you hold back one present. You know, all the Christmas presents, well, you hold one Christmas present back. And on Little Christmas, you give the one present. Okay, and it'd be a big family dinner. So I was not looking forward to grub season at all. Now, the year before, I had done grub season and I stayed carnivore. I didn't have a problem. But for some reason this year, there was a problem. Now, I tried to stay on track. I tried not to go overboard. I really wanted a traditional turkey dinner for like Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's usually what we do. Well, that's what we did when I was a kid. No ham, no roast beef. Roast beef is for New Year's or Little Christmas, but Thanksgiving and Christmas were both the turkey dinner. Didn't do it. So then I was going on and off the diet, my diet, which was carnivore, and I was ordering out. I wasn't binge eating. I wasn't binging, but you know, I'd order out. I'd get double cheeseburger, fries, but I was including all these carbs. So I guess you could say I went on a carb spree. Excuse me, I'm going to have some diet soda. Okay, so I went on a carb spree. And at some point I decided, why don't I just go back to the standard American diet? You know, the low-fat diet where they got, you have like 4 ounces of protein, the size of your fist, a piece of steak or whatever, the size of your fist, which is about 4 ounces. And then you'd have a vegetable, and then you'd have a carb. Now, vegetables are carbs. Okay, so check this out. You'd have your protein, you'd have your vegetable, which is a carb. Then you'd have an actual carb side dish, like potato or rice, or some starchy vegetable. So far, we've got 2 servings of carbs. Okay, so you got your meat, you got your veggie, and let's just say, I'll say green beans, because I really like green beans. Not the cut green beans, the whole green beans. So let's say steak, green beans, let's say a baked potato. Okay? Now you're going to have a salad with that. In the salad's going to be croutons, carbs. Although it's really, croutons aren't going to be that many carbs to hurt you. But just stick with me in what I'm talking about. Anyway. So you got your meat, you got your potatoes, you got your green beans, you got a salad, a side salad with croutons, and probably a sugary, creamy dressing. I always like Thousand Island, blue cheese, and ranch. I like. Never really liked the Italian dressing. Okay, add to that a dinner roll, more carbs. So the dinner roll is going to be the 3rd serving of carbs. We're not really talking about the dressing of the croutons, but a dinner roll is going to be the 3rd serving of carbs. Okay? So let's call that a dinner, and dinner you're going to have dessert. Standard American diet, dessert. As long as you don't overdo it, Hey, have a slice of cake. Have a slice of pie. Have some ice cream with some hot fudge on it. Yeah, I mean, if you're not overdoing it, you're doing the standard American diet. That's just how it works. That's your 4th serving of carbs. Okay? And the government seems to think that that's going to keep you skinny. It's not going to keep you skinny. All those carbs. How do you think they fatten up pigs and cows for market? They give them carbs. That's a whole nother conversation. Grain-fed, grass-fed. So, I was debating on going back and doing the standard American diet. And my girlfriend said something at the time, it really spoke to me. I can't remember exactly what she said. But the essence was, well, you were on carnivore and you were doing it. Why don't you just stick with what you know? And part of carnivore for me was I was eating whole food. It's a Whole Foods diet. It's real food. There's no fake food. There's no boxes. We're not eating out of boxes. Generally speaking, we're not eating out of cans. Maybe some canned tuna or canned chicken I might get from Costco or Sam's Club. But generally speaking, we're not eating processed food. It's good food, and I'm cooking it myself. I know what goes in it. She said, why don't you just stick with what you know? Okay. Excuse me. So I did. I stuck with what I know, and I started watching all my carnivore peeps on YouTube. And it took a while for me to really get back into gear. Right now I'm kind of into gear. I just had lunch. I had I got a new air fryer. It's called the Chef's Man. It's got the two baskets on it. It's 6 quarts. So each basket is 3 quarts. I got it for $89. I got rid of I had the instant pot vortex instant. Anyway, it was good, but I've had it for a number of years. The digital readings, you got to figure out what it says. Like, it'll put up you'll put the temperature in, and you know the 3s look like 8. You know, it's just the digital readings were just messed up. It was time for me to get rid of it and get a new one. And I wanted the basket. I wanted the double basket. Ninja makes a really good one, and it's a double basket. They're big baskets. That's the one I wanted. It was not in my price range. So I got this one. And the idea with this one was, what the least, I wanted to be able to put a whole chicken into one of the baskets. So this came, and it's much too small. There's no way I can't fit a steak in the basket. I'd have to cut it up into pieces. I really don't want to do that. I can't fit a chicken in the basket. So I'm not really happy with it. However, I did just cook bacon in the baskets. I had to cut each slice of bacon in half. And for lunch, I had bacon and I had chuck steak. I'm going to insert a picture. I'm going to try. The last time when I was doing videos before, I was using my iPhone. I don't have an iPhone anymore. So this is a Samsung. It's a good Samsung. It's equal to the iPhone. I think it's called the FE23 or something like that. I mean, it's a really good phone, but I just don't know how to make videos on it. So I was just watching a YouTube to tell me how to edit a video on this phone. So that's what this video is all about. This is kind of a test. Okay, so I'm gonna put that lunch, a picture of that up in here, so you can see what I had. And I had, okay, I saw somebody on YouTube who's doing carnivore, hashtag Steven Steph. I kind of think it's Steve N. Steph, but it's Steven Steph. They're a married couple. They're doing carnivore now. They're doing good. I saw her. She went to Costco and ordered 3 chuck rolls, and she got them for $4.99 a pound. She took them home. She takes the chuck roll and she starts butchering them into steaks. Okay, there's a certain way you're supposed to cut up a chuck roll. She doesn't know that. She was just cutting steaks off of it. What? Okay, I said, okay, that's interesting. So, 2 weeks ago, when I got paid, when my money came in, I went through Instacart, Restaurant Depot had one chuck roll. It was like $6 a pound. I think it was $1.89. I started cutting that up into steaks. Let me tell you, that was a grueling couple hours. This thing weighed 24 pounds. I had it delivered. I use a wheelchair and a cane. I had it delivered to the front door. And they left, and then I rolled over to the front door with my wheelchair, and I had to pick up this 24-pound side of beef. I did. I got it to the kitchen, I got it to the sink. I opened it up, and okay, number one, I didn't have a cutting board that's wide enough for the whole thing to fit on, which would be helpful. So, and I had my cutting board. I said, wait a minute, maybe this cutting board will fit across one of the sinks. So it just barely. It fit over the sinks, and I was able to take the chuck roll out of the sink and put it on top, and then I cut it in half, and then I took the half over to my other cutting board and started cutting it into steaks. Okay, so cut it all into steaks. I broke out the food saver, which I got from Amazon at least a year ago. It's been sitting by my desk in a box all this time. So I broke out the food saver and I started using it. I just started putting steaks in bags and vacuum sealing them, putting them in the freezer. I've been eating off of that thing for 2 weeks. Now, I've also eaten out here and there. I'm going to say 4 times I've ordered in. So I'm trying to get I'm trying to restrict myself. I just want to do carnivore. Well, ketovore. There's some keto foods that I've been eating. For instance, I make my own Greek yogurt, and I'll have one of those a day, the equivalent of a 6-ounce jar. So 1 serving of yogurt, and I'll put 3 tablespoons of blueberries on it. Mix that together. Oh my gosh, it's my ice cream. It's really good. So that's one of the keto foods. I'll eat keto bread. I have some vegetables. I have some bags of steamer vegetables in the freezer. I have some onions and bell peppers in the drawer. So I'm eating some keto foods. I'm mostly carnivore. I'm 75% carnivore. 2 weeks ago I weighed in $4.99. Woo! I broke 500. 2 days ago I weighed in. I'm back to 504. Not really that bad. especially with the bad food I've been eating. Now my girlfriend will come over and, okay, for instance, she brought me over a burrito. I think it was a bean and cheese burrito from some place that was on the way. Now she asked me if I wanted that, and I said yes. I could have said no, but I didn't. And that happens frequently. So I'm trying to get back into gear. I feel good today. For breakfast I had bulletproof coffee. For lunch I had 5 pieces of bacon and 2 chuck steaks. They look like filet mignon. So somewhere on the chuck roll there's a muscle that looks like the tenderloin. As a matter of fact, it just hit me. I think they call it a mock tenderloin or a mock filet, and it's off the chuck. So and I took this out of my meat drawer because it's been thawing for a couple days, and I picked up the food saver bag and I looked at it, and they looked small. Well, they look like filet mignon, 2 filet mignons. And I said, okay. That's when I decided I was going to have bacon as well. I was also experimenting with the new air fryer cooking bacon. Fabulous. Cooked the bacon fabulous. No mess. And in the bottom of the baskets is the bacon fat that I can put into a deli container and put in the fridge. So I had that, and I feel good. Right now I feel good. I'm not bloated. I feel good. So anyway, this is just me getting back in touch with my people. I want to get back in the swing of this YouTube thing, and I really want to do it right this time. Okay, I see we're at 23 minutes. This is probably the longest video I've ever made. I don't know if I'm going to post it yet because I have to see if I can edit it. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so, people, hope you're having a good day. And we'll see if this makes it to YouTube. Take care. See you next time.